Instagram post, writing,
as a fighter, I think he's amazing. I think he has great technique. He has crazy knockout power.
That's it. We all know Tank best weight is 35, 40. Fought Barrios at 40, 35, 40. When you fight Jake Paul, who's getting better, like I said, and he got 6 feet tall, where Tank gonna hit him?
Gervonta Davis launched the opening day of his training camp for the Jake Paul showdown with sheer intensity. On the pads, he unleashed a blistering 35-punch flurry, underlining his trademark mix of speed and raw power. Every precise movement showed the sharp focus he's bringing into camp. For spectators and analysts, it served as a clear signal that Davis is gearing up to break Paul down using experience, discipline, and non-stop aggression once the bell rings. Davis further stirred social media when he shared an Instagram post, writing, "See y'all soon. Looks like ATL is about to turn up twice as much." He followed it with, "Tell them to send that bag and I'm there." The post underlined 2 important messages. First, that he's eager to return to action, and second, that he demands the business side of boxing be handled with respect. In today's fight scene, where athletes constantly juggle legacy with financial security, Tank's words carried weight. It wasn't just a random update. It was a firm declaration that he is prepared, hungry, and aware of his value. Blending excitement for competition with an insistence on fair compensation, Davis painted the portrait of a fighter unwilling to settle for less than what he's earned. Even before this matchup was officially confirmed, Gervonta Davis had already voiced his opinion about Jake Paul's arrival in boxing. At one point, he flat-out labeled Paul's efforts as garbage, echoing the doubt many seasoned professionals hold toward celebrities who attempt to cross over into combat sports. Davis suggested that Paul probably chose boxing out of boredom, after exhausting other pursuits like YouTube fame. His criticism highlighted the ongoing clash between boxing traditionalists, who guard the sport's purity, and the newer wave of fighters who thrive on entertainment value. Yet, despite Davis's harsh words, Paul's persistence has gradually earned recognition, even from boxing's elite. The fact that Davis himself is now set to share the ring with him underscores just how much progress Paul has made. What once appeared to be nothing more than a passing stunt has evolved into one of the most anticipated and widely debated showdowns in the sport today.
I text that again. Tell them boys to give me 150 M's. I'm coming. You know what I mean? When I start streaming out that, yeah, and that, stop it, knock it off, cuz. Stop it. Tell them to send that bag, and I'm coming. And I'm, you know.
The looming clash between Gervonta Davis and Jake Paul has ignited heated discussions within the boxing community. For purists, this fight reinforces their long-standing fear that boxing has drifted away from its foundation of merit, discipline, and legacy, and instead leaned too heavily into showmanship and entertainment-driven events. Critics argue such a spectacle undermines the authenticity of the sport, portraying it less as a battle between elite athletes and more as a carnival-like attraction meant to sell tickets and grab headlines. Yet, another perspective cannot be ignored. Boxing has always carried an element of theater alongside competition. From Muhammad Ali's unmatched charisma to Mike Tyson's dominance in the pay-per-view era, spectacle has been central to the sport's mass appeal. The real question lies in perception, whether fans interpret this fight as a mockery of boxing's traditions or as a savvy business move that fuels interest. Ultimately, the answer depends on how one weighs the balance between preserving legacy and embracing entertainment in a sport that has always straddled both worlds.
What do you think of former athletes and celebrities like Jake Paul taking up boxing? You think that grows the sport?
If he's doing it for the right reason, actually want to do it because of just like actually want to box, it's cool. But if he's doing it for like the wrong reason, just to get the hype and stuff like that, I feel as though it's trash. Sometimes people get bored at what they doing, and they want to try other stuff. Got to be mentally tough to be able to box. So that's why I don't take that away from some fighters or some people that want to jump into the sport. So just show how tough you are. That's how it should be.
For sure. That's all I got. Thank you, bro.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Former super middleweight contender Jesse Hart openly pushed back against those criticizing Gervonta Davis for choosing to face Jake Paul. In Hart's view, the backlash completely misses the bigger picture. He insisted that Davis is not turning his back on legacy, but instead navigating the realities of today's boxing economy. Hart emphasized that Tank has every right to chase financial opportunities, even if some label it as entertainment over substance. His passionate defense highlighted the division among fighters themselves. While a section of the boxing world believes Davis should prioritize clashes with names like Shakur Stevenson or Teofimo Lopez, others acknowledge that huge paydays against globally recognizable opponents, such as Paul, simply cannot be dismissed. Hart's perspective frames Davis's decision less as a sellout and more as a business-savvy move. Though analysts largely expect Davis to dominate, Hart's comments reveal that the debate remains far from one-sided.
Boxing has gone too far. Jake Paul is taking on Gervonta Tank Davis in an exhibition bout this November. The fight will be taking place in Atlanta between the cruiserweight and the 135-pounder, nearly a 100-pound difference between the two guys. This is absolutely insane. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below.
Boxing analyst Andy Ross delivered one of the more unexpected takes by predicting that Jake Paul might actually come out victorious. Ross admitted the fight is a smart move for both men financially and career-wise, but he argued that Paul's natural size, physicality, and awkward, unorthodox style could prove to be decisive advantages. This outlook adds an extra layer of intrigue to the matchup. While Paul lacks the extensive experience, polished technique, and decorated resume of Gervonta Davis, his confidence, self-belief, and unconventional approach create an element of unpredictability that even seasoned observers can't ignore. Ross's prediction is not the popular stance, yet it reflects a growing sentiment among some that Paul has earned more respect in boxing circles than many are willing to admit.
Man, that's the circus. If you want to join the circus, that's the circus. I don't see the value. I should see money involved in that. If they want the money, if that's what they want to do, then go ahead and get the money. But other than that, I'm not a guy, Jake Paul, that's what, 6'3", 6'4", almost. Then you got a guy, Gervonta Davis, that's like 5'5", a little guy. Y'all going to try to, who's 200 pounds? Just for Mike Tyson there, I'm going to throw him in there with a 135. It's just a circus. And that's what they want to do, to get money, to generate money in the sport of boxing instead of Gervonta Davis. This is a legacy fight. He was supposed to fight Lamont Roach after this, and then he say, no. Think about it. You really can't say too much. When you say Gervonta Tank Davis and you say Lamont Roach, there's still a question mark on that fight. There was still a question mark on that rumble. You just gonna leave it and then go right to the money and say, no, I ain't. That's how you know legacy and everything don't matter. I did that before. I took the money with the Joe Smith fight when my hand was fucked up and, excuse my language, my hand was messed up, broke in training camp, and I still said, yo, no, I'm taking that, I'm still fighting him. I'm not gonna not fight him again. I'm gonna fight him. We're fighting him, Dad. We're fighting him, Rick. We're fighting him, Fred. I went against everybody. Jesse, don't take the fight, man. Let your hand heal. Let's get the surgery. No, I'm fighting. It's too close. We 3 weeks out. I'm fighting.
Trainer Bernie Flatout rejected the possibility of this fight, insisting he doesn't believe it will even reach the ring, not as a pro bout and not even as an exhibition.